How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the bass bench. Today I want to look at how to intonate your bass guitar, and it's a very simple thing that I think a lot of people are a bit scared of. A lot of things around the bass and how to fix them can be a bit tricky, or at least they seem tricky. This one, it definitely isn't tricky. Now, I've seen a lot of people online try to show you how this is done, and they do it correctly. However, the way they try to explain it to make it easier on how to understand what to do with the saddles when it comes to intonation is they try to come up with different tricks, or kind of like when you're learning the staff and they tell you every boy deserves every good boy deserves fudge, or whatever like that. They try to do these things, these tricks, to try to remember on how to do it. But really, it is quite simple. When you understand how an instrument works with a string, it makes it very easy on how to do that. First, let's look at what the problem is. And I've purposely put this thing out of intonation. It's not going to be sounding too good when it comes up to the higher registers. If we go look at this open A string, make sure the other strings are muted, it's in tune. And if we go up to the 12th fret and fret it like you normally would, you can see it's sharp, right? Okay, and now we look at the D string here, it's in tune on the open. And if we fret at the 12th fret, we can see it's flat. So these both have a problem. They're the opposite problem. We need to fix that, and that's going to happen with the saddle. So that has to do with the scale length of the bass. So what we need to do is either shorten it or lengthen it. So what do you do when you want to make a sharp note on a bass? You shorten the string, right? That scale length gets shorter, so it gets sharper, right? If it gets longer, it gets flatter. So for example, on that D string, we're flat, right? So all you need is a screwdriver in the case of this jazz bass. And on the end, you can see there's some screws. What you're going to need to do is loosen that saddle. So lefty-loosey. And what you're going to notice is that the saddle didn't move. That's because there's string tension. So what you can do is actually loosen the string. But what I do, and I think it's a bit easier, is just relieve tension off the string by pulling the string up and pushing that saddle forward into place. And that's going to give you a shorter length. So let's take a look. See, we're out of tune again. So all you have to do is tune the guitar up again and check intonation. See, we're still flat. So all you have to do is just keep turning that, shortening, lefty-loosey, shorter is sharper. Leave the tension, push the saddle forward again. We're in tune. And we are in tune at the 12th fret. So that string is fixed and it is intonated properly. Now, if we look at the A string, again, we have the opposite problem. So make sure you're in tune first. Make sure you're muting the other strings. And as long as you're close to it, that's good. Go for the 12th fret. Fret like you normally would. Don't press too hard. And we're sharp. So we need to tighten that screw on the saddle on the A string. So give that a few turns. And what's a bit easier about trying to flatten a string and make that scale length longer is that you don't have to do that tension release like we did with the D string there. You can just tighten it and it'll just move itself. You don't have to pull that saddle forward. It'll come back on its own. Now, what's going to happen here is going to put more tension on the string, and it's going to make it sharp. And we have to tune down back to A. So we're in tune on the A string. Hit the 12th fret, and we are intonated. So now that this guitar is intonated, as long as the guitar is in tune, the notes up here are going to be in tune as well, and that's going to sound really nice. So I hope that helped in understanding scale length and how to intonate your guitar. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. This has been the Bass Bench. Thanks for watching.